Hello, my name's Richard Omura, and I'd like to introduce you to my book, The Whole Universe Book, Navigating Time, Space, and Spirit with the Awesome Human Vehicle. Let's begin by shifting our consciousness by clicking on this blue sphere. And we are going to start looking at the whole universe pattern, starting from our material body. You know, your material body is made up of the same material as the earth. Your blood, bones, flesh, hair, every fiber of your body is of the earth and has always been part of the earth. Your atoms have been recycled 1,000,000 times. You probably have atoms in your body that used to belong to famous people in history. Atoms from Julius Caesar, Michelangelo, Einstein, Elvis, Mother Teresa, you name it. We have been fish, the air, the ocean, birds, insects, the sky, the ocean. We don't just live on the earth, we are literally and actually the earth. Now see the pattern. It is everywhere in the rivers, the mountains, the clouds, the universe. These are fractal patterns. See how the pattern of the atom goes up and becomes the pattern of the solar system, and that becomes the pattern of the galaxy. Leaves look like branches, and branches look like the tree. These patterns are everywhere, even in vegetables like cauliflower, mountains, in fern plants. Through fractal patterns, we can see the workings of the universe. By seeing how humans fit into this pattern, we can see our place in the big picture. First, think of the brain cell as the minimum fractal intelligence. Neurons or brain cells are stored patterns of connections with other brain cells. When there are enough neurons that are connected with other neurons, we have consciousness and intelligence in the human organism. The human organism itself is like a huge brain cell. We are stored patterns of connections. Without memories of relations with other people and things, we are as nothing. Like brain cells, when there are enough in quantity and when there are regular transmissions of information from one to the other and to the rest, we have consciousness and intelligence that is of the whole. Like neurons in our brains, when there are enough people that are connected with others, as we are doing more and more with wireless phones, internet, and other communication devices, we are creating a network of intelligence circuits that are making human society the mind of this living planet, intelligent, aware, and moral. Earth is a living organism, and we are the brain cells. But Earth is not just a living organism. The earth is becoming an intelligent, conscious living being. Humans are her brain cells. The earth has thoughts. The thoughts that make up this consciousness is real, and we can see it every day in our lives. We've been inventing ways of connecting for thousands of years, from the telegraph to telephone to radio to television to the internet to wireless communications. These are organic structures that we created so that we, the earth, can evolve a consciousness. Something similar happens in the brains of babies and toddlers as they grow. The brain cells increase in number, more connections are made between cells, and their functions become more organized, just like the earth. Just as there are many thoughts in a human mind, there are many thoughts coursing the pathways of the planetary mind. Thoughts and ideas from politics, science, and religion are embedded in film, TV, music, literature, and other forms of mass media that circulate around the globe and influence the course of world events. These are the dominant thoughts of the protoplanetary mind. By dominant thoughts, I mean those thoughts that directly lead to action, which impacts the welfare of the entire unit, whether it's a single human being or a planet. These thoughts are the foundation of the planet's consciousness. We must further the positive thoughts of Earth's mind so that she becomes a good person, if you will. It is important that the dominant thoughts be peace-generating, healthy, sane, grounded, and loving. As we are the basic units where the thoughts originate, We, therefore, are the ones who must initiate and embody those thoughts. We are the fractal units which make up the planetary mind. It is important that we increase the quantity of quality thoughts, thoughts that inspire people, thoughts that lead to service-oriented action, to harmony, to peace, to oneness. Obviously, Earth is not there yet. She does not yet have a cohesive mind. She is not of one mind at all. Some brain cells are waking up and realizing the need for environmental hygiene, but they are being opposed by others who are unaware. There are some who pursue peace, while other cells rage violently within the organism. A toddler having a temper tantrum? Earth is also defecating freely all over herself, and her limbs are akimbo, her energies undirected and ungainly. It's plain to see that Earth is a baby with a consciousness that is slowly forming. Earth does not have a unified mind. She is not potty trained. She still soils her environment and cannot make rational decisions as a whole. She struggles to control her own actions. Most of the brain cells, humans, that make up the planetary brain are like infants and act like infants. That is why Earth shows all the attributes of a toddler. This is quite evident looking at what is happening in the world. But there are more and more of us who are maturing. We are becoming responsible. We are achieving wholeness and self-mastery. You are Earth. I am Earth. We, the ones who are aware of Earth's budding consciousness, are the ones who will play a major role in the development of her character and soul. Our wholeness is the planet's wholeness. We are the Earth, and those with this consciousness will form the foundation of this planet's evolving mind. For Earth's consciousness to evolve, the brain cells that make up her brain, you, I, each of us, must attain self-mastery. Self-mastery is not a lofty goal. It is the minimum requirement of a responsible being. It's just being able to control oneself, to keep from hurting others, killing others, to keep from soiling the environment. And now we are at the cusp of a new age. Amazing new discoveries in neuroscience are validating age-old wisdom. Science is meeting spirituality. We are discovering processes that further our own self-development, empowerment, and evolution. In the book, Train Your Mind, Change Your Brain, from 2007, author Sharon Begley documents the collaboration between neuroscience and spiritual techniques, in which monks were hooked up to instruments in order to see what was going on in their brains when meditating. The results were amazing. Yes, we can change our brain's wiring and structure by using inner mental techniques. We have much more power to change our behavior than we had previously thought. For Earth to change for the better, we humans must change our consciousness. Scientific evidence confirms that mindful techniques can do this. We are now realizing that we have the power to go in the direction we want to go, rather than be slaves to circumstances. We are learning to paddle on a boat that is adrift. However, this new power is useless unless we know where to go and what the rest of the universe looks like. To meditate to better ourselves is great, but we must know our place in the universe in order to chart our course. We are not alone. Copernicus theorized that the Earth revolves around the Sun. Galileo gave us empirical proof. Previously, most people thought that the universe was geocentric, that the Earth was at the center of everything, and that the universe revolved around us. Astronomically, our views have changed, but socially, we are still geocentric. We still consider ourselves at the center of the universe. Socially, we are the sole inhabitants of space and time as we know it. This assumption that we are alone separates us. This is the root cause of our schism with the universe. However, we do not have scientific evidence that we are not alone, but fractal patterns can tell us things that science cannot. The brain cell is alive, humans are alive, and the planet is alive. By observation, it follows that in this universe, small living things make up larger living things. The fractal patterns we see all around us extend out to larger units of living organisms and to the maximum limit to the intelligence of the living universal organism, what some people call the Supreme Being. By looking at our history with this perspective, we can see that there have been and still are organic communications from larger living organisms that are, compared to us, mature adults. Their leadings through pathways in our minds we term spiritual, as our current science do not have the language nor the tools yet to understand it. Organized religions are based on these leadings. Now, these are some images of neural networks. This is an actual photograph of the brain's neural network. This one is an actual X-ray image of the living universe's neural network. Here we have the internet, the Earth's neural network. Our earthly civilization is arguably 40,000 years old, give or take. We haven't been around that long compared to the rest of the universe. Our technology has advanced to the point where many things that were unimaginable are now actually being made possible. Now, if our young civilization could do this in 40,000 years, can you imagine what a million-year-old civilization could do? A billion-year-old civilization? If Earth can grow up to become an adult, could there be other adults out there? Maybe even a society of intelligent, spiritual, and mature planetary entities. Are there civilizations out there that are incredibly wise, with technology and energy systems that would seem godlike? Truly spiritual adults? It would seem so. There is some evidence for this grand idea, but if the above is true, why don't they let us know and give us new technologies? Logically, it seems obvious that beings from a highly advanced and spiritual civilization will know that if they give us unearned technology, that we will abuse it. We even know that ourselves. So why do we think that just because we open up our electronic ears to the universe, such as with SETI, that these loving beings will whisper to us secrets that will be our undoing? Are they so irresponsible? If they are truly loving spiritual adults, they would want to help, but they do not want to inadvertently do us harm. They will not give us technology that will hurt us or our environment. So they have been sending us spiritual information in order to raise our consciousness to match the acceptable levels of conduct in the rest of the universe. Before we are invited to the party, we must learn how to behave. You know, simple things like keep from hurting and killing other people. Clean up after yourself. Be nice. We are not alone. The universe is friendly. We are but a conscious cell of the living earth and the universe. The proof of this can be found in your own personal efforts. You can contact the source, the love intelligence of the living universe through sincere effort, selfless service, uplifting prayer, and worshipful meditation. If you try, you will succeed. Meditate on connecting directly to the source. Create new brain cells and rewire your brain to enable you to get in better touch with love, intuition, insight, understanding, courage, harmony, and wisdom. These urges are the direct lines of communication between us and the source, the maximum fractal intelligence of the living, loving universe. We have the power to make ourselves better, and this will make the earth better. We are the living organic tools grown out of the earth just for this purpose. See the pattern of life from the smallest to the largest, from the part to the whole. Become aware and mindful of your spiritual evolution. Train your mind, enable your soul, attain self-mastery. Be of value to yourself, to the earth, and to the universe. Self-mastery is to become one and whole with self, unity within, one and whole with earth, unity with the world, one and whole with universe, unity with the source. The earth's brain cells, humans, must be turned on, even if we have to do it one by one, even if it takes a very long time. This is not an unreasonable goal. In the real universe, this is the minimum requirement for a responsible entity, and it starts from you. The universe looks forward to your evolution. Please read the whole book. You can find out more at www.thewholeuniversebook.com.